welcome to Concrete with the Hosses. Ryan and I are the first ones on site. We're gonna pull these traction mats out. We got this ready yesterday in the rain. Excuse me, no videoing, just get it ready, get done, and get home and get warm. It was snowing, sleeting, raining. Huh, Ryan? Crummy day yesterday. So today's gonna be much better. We always pile these up in one spot. If we leave them out too long, they kill the grass. So we just pile them up and drag them out in the morning. Let me set this stuff down, talk real quick, and I'll give Ryan a hand. So we have this patio back here, 16 feet out by 21 feet long. We curved the corners. We form it up as a rectangle, and we just curve the corners with our AZAC, and then I bump the middle in a little bit. This helps us keep our peaks the same, a nice uniform look when you're looking out at it from the windows. Comes around right to the corner of the house. Now we did these two big steps covering the whole door. Even though this is just the one fixed panel, it just looks better balanced out if we do both doors. And then we make the bottom one bigger, give it that pyramid look. Alright, so we have our holes drilled. We'll get wire and rebar in here. Everything's tamped. Guys will be here any minute. If I talk for another second, he'll have all those mats pulled up. They're here. Let's go. Yeah. Shorts and sunscreen the other day. Sunburn. Today I have 5 shirts on. Couple more to go. Splash guards for the buggies. Try and be ready as much as we can for in the morning. Tie wire. My bottom tie wire is on. 1, 2, 3. My last one right here. We do these quite often. Just a nice tight loop.
He wants to know if there's a board.
Yes. Twisting that tight around the screw head. There's no way that's coming off. Keeping them nice and straight. One goes low, one goes high. And kink them over. Bend one around the other. Then switch. And I just crinkle all the extra wire up. And then lastly, take an 8-penny nail. The same way you twist it up here, give it a twist to tighten up the wire. Now you can really pull these tight, so be careful you don't bow this in too much, because the bow in is just as bad as a push. Nice and straight now. Let's make sure we're straight when we're done. Alright, I'll get the rest of these ready. Okay, so my step liner is clipped into place. The wire tie actually helps hold the step liner up and in place. These are all twisted tight. Nice and straight. Ryan's doing some final tying. Bracing it off of the brick to keep it nice and square. I ran this one long and put a spacer under it. That holds me up 1/4 of an inch. That gives me a 1/4 inch per foot fall from this step to this step. If this would settle down and get a low spot, now you puddle. So there's no way it can settle. Here, excuse me, and here. Okay, actually a slight bow in and a slight bow in. We'll check that when we're done pouring. Steve's mixing up. Tommy's cutting the last step liner for right here. Epifoam is cut for against the house. And a little return here. Okay, let's get her poured. Wire mesh, 1/2 inch rebar, and a garbage truck. So power buggies will come up, make the turn right in, do a backup, and go. There he goes, full mix. That's the sound of money. 10 to 7 a.m. All right, we'll get some tools spread out. This is rolled slate with a border, and I really like the border going around this. That's gonna look sharp with that curve in there. All right, stay tuned. Okay, first couple of buggies, just get on the ground, get the wire up, just start shoveling in place. Where's a good place for the camera? Right on the machine. Hope you enjoy the view. Alright, we'll get those shoveled in. The rest of it's easy. There we go. We got some time lapse and we got some slow motion.
Hyperlapse.
Well, actually it was time lapse. I thought it was on hyper. All right, final bull floating. Steve hit it one way, now cleaning it up the other way. I wanted to say parallel then perpendicular, but I couldn't remember which one you did first.
Jim, could you take
So
the edger?
I would say perpendicular first, now we're parallel. There you go. For the accuracy.
If there's anything we're about here, it's accuracy.
We try. Okay, everybody's on cleanup at the mixer. We have a washout pit down the street, so that helps out. Okay, let's get cleaned up. Grab a sip of coffee.
Drink the water, sip of coffee, back at it.
Back at it.
I'm gonna make a t-shirt because I don't know.
Okay, concrete's been on the ground for about 15 or 20 minutes. I have our border edger. I like to get this done early. You can see how it just cuts in a real nice groove. We'll follow this whole outline. Now I'm going to bring it around this corner, and I didn't just want to stop it. I'm going to bring it around to about center of the straight, and I'm going to take a tool cut to corner of the step, and this will all turn into border, same border texture on the steps. I'll show you that in 1 second. Guys are on the concrete, fairly soft yet. Cleaning up this border. Notice how they got on out here in the sun, working their way in the shade to the steps. We want those steps to be a little bit tighter. Just as they get there, we'll be able to pull them. Cleaning up this border, nice crisp edges.
Go ahead and like turn it out.
We'll be spraying and rolling in minutes. Need a bag, Matt?
Yeah, I can get one.
Alright. Alright, that's all ready for roll. There we go. I'm going to jump over there and help Steve with his steps. Making some room here. Steve's cutting wires. I am unscrewing braces. Bent screw. Where's that at? With the camera? Oh, the dog at the door. Okay, we'll get this. I'll start reaching in this corner. Helping Steve where I can. Now I don't want to jump the gun too much. He's got to rub that corner up. So I'm just going to hold up right there and wait for Steve. But I want this off so I can clean this corner up. Okay, our first board is coming off. Wires are cut. We cut them down in the concrete and tuck them and then concrete over. That way you don't see a rust mark. Something's still holding me, Steve. Got it. I'm gonna grab it up here. Got it.
Now, are you able to pull that return?
Okay, peeling that away. Trying to hold this steady and hold the liner at the same time. Okay. Grab the center. Away we go. Now we wash these right away. How's it look? Nice and straight. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. All right, they'll clean up around the bottom. I'll come back to this. I'm going to start getting some liquid on here and spraying that border. Okay, that's the texture we're looking for.
You get the base screws. Oh, you're right.
As soon as they get a little bit further, we'll start on the main. So Steve's just taking a bag, crinkled up, giving us texture at the base of that step. Now we can roll right up to that, and it's a pretty good match. There's that off. And while it's wet, we just clean this little gap up. And you and I are the only ones that know that's there.
You done?
Come out here where you can see what they're doing. There we go. There we go. Send it. Want to send it or want me to grab it? Go ahead. There you go. Okay, there it is, all textured. We still have to add color. Matt's doing a little bit of liquid release on what he just floated up. I'll give you a close-up of those steps in 1 second. Looking good. Kind of soft in the shade out here. His knee boards are barely sinking. Working his way off. Quick spray and I'm back to rolling. Good, I did a freehand tool cut into the corner of that step. Let's see how it looks. I couldn't see it with the board there. Okay, rolling is all done. Last form is coming off. Concrete's still really soft. Just taking our time, being careful. Yep, go ahead. Want to pull this out of your way? There you go. I can't pull it anymore. The dirt's here. There you go. Last pin and form. Perfect. Okay, let's talk about a couple things. So we have flashing here. We held the concrete up. Any water gets in here, it's still going to drain out. We have 1.5 inches of concrete on top of this brick ledge. I'm going to put a small saw cut right parallel and then return it back. If that ever lets loose, that can come out. You'll see brick. I don't think it will. And I'll do the same on the other side. There we go. Color, saw cut, color, seal. Looks nice, guys. My freehand cut right into there, rather than just bring it in to the side of the step. I thought it would look nice going to the peak of the step. I like the wave. I like the curves. Good deal. Okay, we just got done fluffing up all the topsoil around the perimeter. Not quite ready for grass seed, but the homeowners can take it from there. Now I just have to fit through this gate. Watch it up here. Clear. And away we go. Alright, we'll finish that up. I'll go ahead and get loaded. Heading to a swimming pool. Okay, I always miss this part, picking up the traction mats. You can see how it leaves the grass real nice. Couple grass cuttings, good to go. Everybody grabs a corner, throws them on the trailer. They're not real heavy, they're just awkward with one person. Watch those fingers. So, stack of traction mats, buggy.
Okay, so here we are back at this patio. Me and Stan ran over to put our cuts in, give it a good cleaning, and then color it. As you can see, we came 2 foot off the steps to give us some nice relief there. Then we went center of the actual patio and then put a 3rd cut in, kind of favoring a happy medium to give us somewhat symmetrical cut design. We do have this long cut that is going to go up through these steps and center of the door. And we have one more cut here. So we're going to go ahead and get the camera set up and get cut. Okay, so there it is. I knew that was an awkward position to have the camera, but I don't have a tripod. Working off of a release bucket. But that was cutting, cleaning again, and coloring. As I pointed out before, we had a nice chopped up grid, give us lots of protection on this patio. All of our cuts went in nice. Saw was running perfect, so we have nice straight lines. It's always nice to see. Now the tricky one was up through that step. It's a little bit more difficult because we do have fall coming out from the patio. So if you try to run your square straight up, it's gonna end up angling over on the bottom step. So if you notice, that's why I kept stepping back to take a look to make sure everything looked nice and straight, which it does. So it's always nice when they come out like that. Sprayed the color on. This is Storm Gray Permateak, and then went ahead and second coated the border. Now as this pigment settles in and dries, it's going to go back to looking really chalky. It will look that way until we get our sealer on it, and then after the sealing, as you guys have seen our videos before, that's my favorite part. That's when you actually get to see this patio come to life. So probably going to let this dry for another minute or two. Throw another coat of the Storm Gray Permateak on the border. We want a nice dark border to really accent the two areas. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, we'll get everything loaded up so we can go over and meet the other guys. I believe we're pouring a 20-yard floor or something. I don't know. I think that's what I heard, but that's it.
Okay, Steve and Stan came over this morning, saw cut and colored. Everything's nice and dry, nice and clean. Okay, looks good. I like their cut pattern. It's exactly what we talked about. Center and center, and we cut them up to make them look nice even pads. A little bit smaller out here, but basically all about the same. Okay, let's get our sealer on it. Okay, as always, I'll get a little bit done. Check the camera angle. You can see how it just comes to life. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and do the steps. I hold a shield and then I just follow it up with a rag, in this case an old TSH t-shirt, just wiping that trim off. I don't get much on there, but the speckles, I don't like leaving that behind, so I'll spray it and then you'll see me wipe it down real quick. Okay, there it is, a nice easy patio. Couple of steps. This was about a day-and-a-half project for us, and then followed up with a couple hours saw cutting and sealing. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. See you on the next one. Okay, before I truly sign off, here's the new sealer we're trying. It's from ChemMaster Poly Seal EZ. They guarantee us it'll perform as our old sealer did, and an added bonus, we do not need to mix this with xylene. As it heats up in the sun, they guarantee it will not bubble resistant, non-yellowing. So man, if that's true, this is the sealer we're going to be using quite a bit of. So viewers, if you have any feedback on that, I sure would love to hear it. Talk to you later.